Hello, everybody. Today is a big day for me. I'm coming out of the closet, coming out of the shadow, coming out of my hiding place. I haven't told the public, but everybody that knows me knows this, is that I like to harvest roadkills. This was a deer, and it was killed by a truck today, maybe less than an hour before I found him, because he was still flexible and warm. So I harvested the deer. I skinned it. I'm keeping the hide, the skin. Lucky me, I know how to make leather. I've lived with Native Americans for a couple years. That's where I learned how to trap and hunt, where I got comfortable with all that stuff, even though I was doing it before too. But this time with the natives was really just my new identity for a couple years. And so I'm comfortable with all that crazy stuff. And yeah, there's so many of them. I was in Montana one time, between Libby and Kalispell in Montana, West Montana, and I found about 4 to 6 new dead deers per day. So if you ever need meat, if you believe you need meat, and you believe it's unethical, and you're thinking about going vegan, or you were vegan for a long time and now you believe you need meat, whatever the reason, you know that slavery is wrong. You just cannot justify slavery, right? It's like sad. I need to spell this one out for people. Slavery is wrong, period. So wild meat, free, dead already by a truck, just happens, doesn't create any suffering. Sure, we still see it as a resource, and that's my big issue. But first point though, if you ever want to eat meat seriously, you can go between Libby and Kalispell in Montana for a camping trip for a weekend or something, or a week. Bring a big cooler, all right? And then you find a bunch of deers and you cut them up in pieces, put them in, whatever paper, and you just wrap it up, put it in your cooler, and then you have your meat for the whole year for you and your family. This is something easy. Anyone can do. Go to Libby and Kalispell. This is the most dead deers I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I don't know if it's an average, but a local did tell me there was about 4 or 6 dead deers per day. I'm not sure if the person meant, if he meant on average in the year, which I doubt, or was it seasonal? I don't know, but it was around June. So they have grass everywhere in the forest. I mean, what the hell? Anyway, so you can always do that. So no excuse for slave meat, okay? So anyway, I harvest the meat and the skin, and yeah, I don't like it so much because I rather bury the animal with respect and not see the animal as a resource at all, because we don't need them, really, more or less. And that's like the only exception in my heart, is that we need them for some people who really believe that they need meat to live, that they were vegan for 10 years. And I mean actual vegans that were connected to the suffering of the animals like crazy, like that their mind exploded, that lost a bunch of friends and even family members because they kept talking about it and they wanted to help. Okay, those vegans, actual vegans, not plant-based, a lot of them go back to meat. Okay, it's sad. Okay, there's reasons for that. I dug into this subject for about a year and a half. I became an investigator of the anti-vegan movement in Facebook groups. And I learned a lot of crazy stuff. I met actual vegans or ex-vegans, even ex-fruitarians, and they explain me, and these people I can understand because we speak the same language. I understand what they understood. and so we can actually communicate. So I was learning really fast with certain people in those groups. And anyway, so if you're one of those who believe they really need meat, then seriously, slave meat is not a necessity. There's other options. So you can always get those roadkills. For me, it's not for my djembe, okay? Well, actually it is, but the meat, I just wanted the skin. But I took the leg because of my dogs. Right now, I'm trying a new type of vegan dog food. So I don't add meat to their diet right now because it has L-carnitine and it has, taurine added to the dog food. And for years, I was feeding Happy, my dog, this dog food that didn't have that. It was just a vegan formula. And it wasn't really designed, for subsistence, maybe, for long term. For a sustainable diet. I think it's for like a period of time where people have allergies or something. That's my understanding. And then they heal them or something. And then they go back on the meat diet. But the time that I was feeding Happy a pure vegan diet with just that dog food, I saw his unmet needs. Clear unmet needs. He would hunt all the time. Like he was just begging all the time just to go for a walk. And as soon as as we were going, he wasn't just walking. He was just like looking everywhere for a track, for a smell, for an animal, for anything. He was desperate. And that really tore my heart apart. And I did that for a while, and then I just went for roadkills. And he became better. Not fully. He still was crazy on meat. And then with the virus, I was in Costa Rica. I ran out of dog food after a year. I brought a lot of vegan dog food, and I had the roadkill meat. What I do is I put them in slices. I dehydrate them in a little dehydrator that I plug in people's houses or like gas stations or my own car. When I do road trips, like one time I left the dehydrator tied to the roof and connected to the inverter of my car. I can't just not run the car when this is running. So anyway, there was a funny anecdote. I crossed Canada with my thing on my car and people were laughing. So it's funny because with one deer, I only take the back legs. I just go with a machete real quick, put them in a bucket and go, and then chop in slices, put them in a dehydrator, and fill that dehydrator 3 times with those 2 legs. That ends up being a lot of meat. Like 2 deers is enough, or 2 pairs of hind legs is enough for 1 dog. Kinda. The problem is, I think I overcooked it. The dehydrator was at maximum, and I think the meat was just very bad quality. And I see the difference. Like he was less hunty, if I could say that. He's less desperate when I gave him a roadkill, and I did that for years. But then I saw during the virus, when I ran out of vegan dog food, I tried rice and beans, cooking rice and beans with restaurants all around. I tried with their the chicken bones. And he just doesn't eat rice and beans. He doesn't eat anything. Even if I starve him, he might eat some bananas, actually. He likes bananas sometimes. Coconut meat, a little bit. But that's not enough. I put supplements, like these big, powders of, barley powder and wheatgrass powder. It's crazy powerful. So I added that to the mix because I know they need greens. And so I tried rice and beans, supposed to be a complete protein, whatever. He just did not want to eat it. I tried for, I don't know how long, I forgot, maybe 2 weeks. And he just didn't eat. He was just getting skinnier and skinnier. Oh, watch out, there's a car coming. And so he was, there's just no way I could continue doing this. So I bought him non-vegan dog food. Hold on. Anyway, I bought him non-vegan dog food. I feel ashamed of it. This is maybe makes me non-vegan even more because of that. It was temporary until I came back to the north, into civilized countries where there's vegan dog food. And like I said, I tried the plant-based diet with vegetables, with like giving him diversity, giving him chickpeas, giving him greens, giving him rice, giving him whatever. And Happy was a hunter when I found him. He was 2 years old and he was a hunting dog. I mean, alone, like savage, you know, wild. Is this thing still filming? Yes. And so like try to convert a dog to veganism. Seriously. If it's a small dog, I think no problem. I think it's easy. Seriously, like small dogs are not that hard to turn vegan or raw vegan, fruitarian, which is the best. You know, animals are not supposed to eat cooked food, like period. So, yeah, small dogs is no problem. Big dogs, maybe if they were born like that and they just don't really understand their unmet need, but they have that and they don't really beg for anything because they just live with that unmet need. I think that's what's going on because big dogs, seriously, in my experience, are impossible to turn vegan. But yeah, prove me wrong. But again, if you're, you know, the dog might come to you with unmet needs. Well, again, I didn't explain that yet, but I've been vegan for 11 years, and I believe I'm like quite empathetic. How do you say it? To animals. And when I have my dog coming to me for what can seem to be for cuddles, like most people believe, like when a dog comes to you with his tail wagging and jumping on you and looking super happy, you know, while from my dog training experience, from the school I did and the book I read twice, which is what Caesar teaches, if you know the TV show, he teaches ami-chien bonding. Ami-chien bonding. It's like friend, dog in French. And it's very popular technique of training dogs. And anyway, so I understand dogs, okay? And I know that it's not happiness when they come to you like that. It's because they have an unmet need. They want to go for a walk. They really want to pee. They want to poop. They want to play. They want to meet other dogs. They want to, you know, have their natural life. So if they don't have a natural life, they will have unmet needs. And they will come to you with, you know, with this, what looks to be a fiction. But it's not a fiction. They don't want to be cuddled. They want to, you know, do whatever they need. Sometimes they do want to play, though, for sure. Of course they want to play. But like 90% of the time, seriously, I've got 2 dogs now, and I know that it's actually an unmet need. So anyway, after being connected to them and understanding their needs, I saw the differences between fully vegan, like not vegan, but vegan dog food with roadkill, but with really shitty roadkill, like kind of toasted. Like I think the nutrients were gone. To a diet with like a regular dog food diet with lots of meat in it. And seriously, like it's pretty obvious actually. You don't need my skills, you know, to be a dog whisperer. You like seriously, like he stops hunting or nearly completely. He's just more relaxed. He doesn't come to me all the time with the need for affection, like what people say. And yeah, so I think you know, they really need meat. So yeah, here I am. Oh yeah, by the way, I got this new dog food now. I think I said it. It's got L-carnitine and taurine in it. Okay, and my dog food, vegan dog food. Well, it was vegan dog food. The first one, like I said, it was just like a supplement. I'm not sure what it was, but I think it was shitty vegan dog food. So now I'm trying this amazing vegan dog food, this V-Dog, and they seem to be doing all right. So anyway, I got the skin for the djembe. That's my last topic. I used to make a living. That was my main income for 7 years. Djembe was my biggest passion. It was my identity with my dreadlocks, you know. And when I turned vegan 11 years ago, I quit playing djembe because eventually my skin popped and I needed to replace it, and I refused to buy slave skin. Period. If you give that $20, that's how much it cost, to the store, then they want to buy more and give money to the supplier, and he will buy more from the guy who kills them. And it's not theoretical, it's really how it works. If you're vegan, you know this, so I don't have to spell it. So I refuse to be part of that industry. Even playing a djembe, you know, that's not mine. If it has a slave skin on it, which is always slave skin, I don't feel comfortable playing that. I don't. You pay the person to enslave and kill an innocent being. So this animal suffered hell and got killed, and that's part of its body right now that I'm playing with. It's very sad. You know, I think about the animal that actually carried that skin and didn't want to be tortured, didn't want to be enslaved, wanted to be with its family, with its kids, you know, to run wild and do whatever they're supposed to be doing in the wild. Anyway, so that skin I'm cutting right now, it was all that. It was doing well. It was a mother. Sadly, it had milk. I looked around for the baby because sometimes they're really small and they just hide. And so I looked around if I could, you know, rescue the baby. And it wasn't there. So my wild guess is that it was big enough and that it's going to survive. If not, it's going to be eaten by a wolf or a coyote. And there's a lot of those here. I'm in the Western USA and there's too many wolves. That's a fact. Very little deers and too many wolves. At least Idaho. I'm not sure about Montana because there's so many damn roadkills on the road that you would think that there's no wolves. So maybe they give permits over there for killing wolves. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. Just preparing the skin. And hope you don't judge me. And I hope you understand me. I really tried. And yeah, enjoy my next video. Maybe I'll be playing djembe. And you're going to see how many people I make happy. How I make myself happy. You know, in Pura Fruta, there's no music. There's no musicians. There's one, and that's it. There's like 20 to 100 people that comes to Pura Fruta, you know, per year. And I've seen maybe 5 musicians in all of them for like, you know, almost a decade. Seriously, so we need music. And I think people will understand if they know that it was a roadkill. And that I did it with respect. I mean, respect as much as I can give, even though I'm using him as a resource, which is not very respectful. But anyway, that's my video. And like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.